So I'm talking with Tim Johnston here, Minister of DfE, and it's not exactly your department, it's everyone's, isn't it? We're talking about this general chit-chat with the public that's coming up next week. Massive amount of promotion going into this, that's why I'm gathering we're talking here today. What is the, to give out a general idea, what is it about? Just to meet the public have a session talking to you? What goes on?
Yeah, I think last year, first time it was done, Chief Minister wanted to have that opportunity to sort of talk to public about what we're up to. Learned a few things from last year to do it this year a bit differently. So I think it's next Wednesday evening and all day Thursday. So at the Villa Marina, opportunity for government to update on what's going on, updating policy. Most ministers will be updating on department areas. I think it's the themes around education and skills and finance and budgets and housing and infrastructure. So that's the sort of the themes for this year. So it's an opportunity for people to update. From my point of view, DfE Minister, I'll be speaking on Thursday morning, updating everybody on the economic strategy and an opportunity to update everybody on what the department's been up to and what the agencies have been up to. But then they'll also have a breakout session, I think, later on the Thursday afternoon where people will have the opportunity to have Q&A sessions with the agencies. They'll update what's happening. And following my bit on the Thursday, there'll be a panel session again, opportunity for people to question. So I think it's really important. Set out to say, this is not a party political conference. This is an opportunity to update and an opportunity for people to be able to speak to us directly and feedback.
Fine. Well, I mean, these have gone on before. I remember Chris Robert Shaw's time. They were going around the island. They had these things under Alan Bell, and they went regionally.
Right.
So, I mean, the question must be, is it day, what connection do you expect to make with the public? Which you're so accessible as it is these days. At the Isle of Man, most people are accessible, aren't they? What makes the motivation to do it like this?
Well, I think it's a fair question, Paula. But I think ultimately, there's always been, and I think we heard it at the last election, accountability, transparency, opportunity for us to be held to account. And I think this is another opportunity for public to do that. We can't force people to come, but it's free.
You will get the
register.
You'll get the regular sort of people, the man online people sort of thing, won't you? I mean, that's the trouble, isn't it? Engaging with the public is so difficult, I suppose.
Well, it is, and if, like you say, if people want to slightly change the narrative from the normal, well, then people need to come along and hopefully they'll do that and get their opportunity to ask those questions in a slightly different environment. And that's all we can ask is people, if they have those concerns. Like you say, we are pretty accessible anyway, but it's absolutely important. We should always look at those opportunities where we can do that. That's what we're here to do.
So obviously things like wind farms and that sort of thing will be headlines stuff, I'm guessing. Because that's one of those.
Obviously, what's dominating the headlines is always going to come into it. It's a big issue at the moment. No doubt there'll be updates from the managed utilities about what's happening, and it's that opportunity to ask some of those questions.
Okay, well, how do you get there? And there's different times and that sort of thing. You've got opportunity. The website will tell people where that it is and what to do. Yeah,
they can access from central comms. They'll get the opportunity to get that information. There's a full timetable set out of what's going to be happening and when. So it starts at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. There's a sixth form, so youth conference before that. So last year it was over two days. I think there's a feeling that it's important people leaving work, if they want to come and have a chance to talk to us, they can come. So it's on in the Wednesday.
Yeah, there was a feeling last year there was a lot of sort of civil servants almost padding out the building because it was a daytime, wasn't it? So you've learned from that.
Look, it was the first one. Yeah. I think it's a case of we'll keep trying and see. But ultimately, if people aren't interested and they don't engage, well, it won't happen. But I think at the moment we're seeing positive numbers for this year. And hopefully it'll build. I think it's starting from small place.
Well, let me finish by asking you, because as we got you here, how are you finding it after saying you weren't going to go into government, then you did, and all that sort of thing? How are you finding it in Council of Ministers? Is it working out for you?
Look, absolutely. I mean, we had that conversation 12 months ago, and you asked me the question, and I said then that, look, it's something I may well have to step up to. I think it's been quite unprecedented coming in a new election. A lot of ministers lost their seats quite unexpectedly. Then we've seen a huge amount of change. From my point of view, I was a political member within DfE, which I was really enjoying. All of a sudden, we didn't have a minister and ultimately there's been an awful lot of change. Someone had to step up to do a job, and I decided that's what I would do. I think it was the right thing to do at the time. I know not everyone will be happy with that decision, and that's something I have to take on the chin, and that's I accept that. But ultimately, there's a job to do. I'm not there to sit on the sidelines and throw stones. I'd rather get stuck in and get involved, and that's what I've decided to do.
So will all ministers be available at this event? Are they all going at certain times, or is it just a select few?
No. I think at the end of the day, as I said, there are some themes. So not maybe every minister will be speaking, but they'll be there, and there'll be opportunities, and there'll be different breakout sessions as well. So a really good opportunity for people to engage with ministers, with also other political members and MHKs generally, who will hopefully be there and be engaged with it.